Back at it again, Fly Free Sports. About to do another Memphis Grizzlies update since it's been about a week or two. Uh Good win last night against the San Antonio Spurs, although there was a big portion of that game where we underperformed. I think this was the second game of us being as healthy as we've been all year. All the guys are back, with the exception of Steven Adams and Brandon Clark, of course, the two guys that were out last year. Every other piece is out there. So we're in a position now where we're kind of just trying different rotations with the guys since they're back and trying to get them acclimated and see which guys fit with who and all that type of stuff. So I'm kind of giving some leniency to the squad right now because I know it's a work in progress. I ain't really giving leniency to Taylor Jenkins, but everybody know that story. I've spoke on that. I probably won't speak on that today. Um, Yeah, I think he's just trying out to see what works with what, man. We got Marcus Smart, uh, Luke Kennard, Vince Williams, that trio. I think he's kind of trying to figure out like who's going to get the bulk of those minutes out of those three guys. So we'll see. But I do like the fact that obviously that everybody's back and that we get to actually see the team play together and actually have a chance to try these different rotations out. So that's a good sign moving forward. 1-1 actually with everybody back. The Sacramento game was the first game we just got ran off the floor, and I pretty much attributed it to that. Like I'm giving these guys a chance to get acclimated with each other. So that's what that's about. Tonight we got the Toronto Raptors, another home game for us that we have to win. Like a lot of these games now at this point, it's January. We're about 5.5 games back. So we need all the wins we could get, especially against teams that aren't that great. You know what I mean? The Raptors they're not bad. They're not a bad team, but it's a team that we should beat at home if we're expecting to make this run to the play-in or the playoffs or whatever whatever the goal is. But yeah, last night was like I said, it had its times where it was like if we're playing against anybody else, we might have got ran off the floor. It was kind of bad, especially like in the second quarter, third quarter. Towards the end of the third, we started getting it together. But yeah, I think we play the Lakers on Friday, so that's a big game because I believe the Lakers are like the team that's in that 10th spot that we're chasing for. So a win over them in LA would be a big step towards that. So we'll see what happens with that. Last night, obviously, was the Desmond Bain was the culprit of that win last night. I get it. Ja had the little dunk over Wembanyama and the crazy plays that he made in the fourth quarter, because that was pretty much the only quarter where Ja played well to me. Like I watched the whole game and Ja didn't really play well up until that point. Like the dunk actually kind of sparked him. He scored, I think he scored like maybe 11 points in the fourth or 13 or something like that. But other than that, it wasn't a great game for Ja. Like I don't know what it was with him last night. He looked sluggish, or I don't know if he's still feeling the effects of that sickness he had, these last couple games, or I don't know what it is, but he just looks kind of out of it to me. He looked locked in his first maybe 3-4 games, but after that he's just been looking like I don't know. So maybe it's nothing to be alarmed about. I'm sure he'll get over it. But Desmond Bain had a very, very big part in that game. When we were playing bad, he was the only one that was scoring. He was the only one that was scoring the ball. Of course, Jaren Jackson just, he's there, but he ain't there. You know what I mean? He's just a mistake waiting to happen. Always in foul trouble, that type of thing. I think he got a foul like 10 seconds into the game. Like San Antonio's first possession, he fouled Wemby. Like it was just off the ball fouls, just silly. It'd be silly ass fouls too with Jaren. So it's just he another nigga I'm tired of talking about. Like I feel like I'm beating a dead horse when I talk about him. It's just everybody know how I feel about it. I'm hoping that by the trade deadline, we'll make some moves. I'm sure, I'm not talking about Jaren Jackson. We're not going to trade Jaren Jackson. I know that. I just mean in terms of enhancing our front court a little bit more as far as center, because we have a very, very big problem at center. Bismack Biyombo, he gives the effort, but he just doesn't have it. He just doesn't have it, man. Like, I don't know how else to say it. Like, the defense gets broken down so many times to where, they feed him down low, pause, and he either he does a head fake and throws up some bullshit, or he gets blocked, or he just flat out misses. It's just not good. It's not good. And he's not providing that level of production we need on the glass anyway. So it's like, he'll play a little bit of defense here and there, but it's nothing that's going to be, winning type plays in the playoffs, the shit that we need to excel in the playoff series. He's not going to bring that. So before that even happens, we need to upgrade that position. Been hearing some rumblings about Andre Drummond potentially. That'll be a good look. I think he's a monster rebounder, and that's exactly what we need for that position right now, because we get out rebounded on a nightly basis. Even last night, I think San Antonio was like one of the worst rebounding teams in the league, if not the worst rebounding team in the league. And like 3/4 of the way through the game, they were out rebounding us. So that type of shit is alarming. Like, we cannot go any further than where we are now without upgrading that. So that's going to be essential for the run. Yeah, I'm looking at the stats from last night. Jaren Jackson, 3 for 14, 7 rebounds, 10 points. Awful game. Like, 4 fouls is normal. He's going to get a minimum 4 fouls every game. That's going to happen. Desmond Bane, 11 for 17, 2 for 6 from beyond the arc, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 24 points. And he had 24 points, but a bulk of those points were when we really, really needed them, as opposed to Ja, who had 26 points, and they kind of all came in the fourth quarter, and we were already up by double digits. So, like, Ja just kind of closed the game, so to speak. But Desmond Bane was the one that really kept us afloat while Ja was on his bullshit. So I just want to point that out, and Ja Morant, everybody know Ja Morant is my favorite player, but I don't lie. Like, he didn't look good last night until the fourth quarter. So, and I'm sure he knows that. I'm sure he knows he needs to play better throughout the game. I don't know. He looks frustrated or sluggish. I don't know what's going on with him, like I said, but hopefully tonight we'll see a better performance from Ja. I think he's shooting too many threes as well. Like, I don't know. Maybe that has something to do with his legs not being there or what, but he attempted 9 threes last night, and we don't need Ja Morant to attempt 9 threes in any game. Like, 5 at the most. At the very most, 5 threes from Ja. Like, I'm cool. Unless he just on one to the point where he hitting and, all right, fuck it, just keep shooting. But he's not a great 3-point shooter, so we don't need this nigga just shooting 3. We need him breaking the defense down, dishing, and doing all the other shit like he normally does. Like scoring in the paint, mid-range, floaters, all that type shit. Like, that's what I want to see. I don't want to see him settling for threes. It's not your game. What else did we have last night? Oh, I'm so glad that Zaire Williams is not getting minutes no more. Like, Taylor Jenkins finally got it in his head that this guy is unproductive and he ain't gonna do shit. So that's a great sign. I don't want to see him on the court. He actually got on the court in garbage time with like 10 seconds left and turned the ball over. Just garbage, man. It's a waste of a roster spot. Hopefully we can find a sucker to trade with us for him, because he has no place on this roster or any other roster, to be honest. Like, he's just not an NBA player to me. Like, sorry. You can go to Euro League and make your bread. Like, get out of here. A lot of guys, Derrick Rose got hurt last night. I don't know, thigh soreness or whatever they called it. So he didn't come back after halftime. And he actually played okay. The minutes he was in, he sparked a little run from us. But Derrick Rose at this stage of his career is not going to be a reliable backup. I'm starting to understand that. We'll see how he finishes out the season. I may eat my words, you know what I mean? But as of right now, he's kind of in and out of the lineup with injury. So I don't think that's a reliable option for the playoffs as well. Santi Aldama came back with a strong performance last night, 13 points and 11 rebounds off the bench, 5 for 6 shooting, 1 for 2 from 3. Santi Aldama was solid. You know, I've been critical of him in the past too, but he's played okay. You know, he's the least of my worries. Like if we can just get him to do something similar to what he did last night, I'm fine with that level of production from Santi. I'm not expecting him to, you know, be a fucking world beater. You know what I mean? So good effort from him. Marcus Smart had a horrible offensive game, 1 for 7, 0 for 4 from 3, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 5 points. Marcus Smart played good defense though, and you know that's the thing with a guy like Marcus Smart. If he's not going to have it on the offensive end, you can guarantee him to play defense every game. He's going to play defense every game. He's going to play hard. He's going to take charges. He's going to get strips. He's going to do all the things necessary on defense to make up for his offensive deficiencies. So I'm not mad at Marcus Smart at all. You know, his shot selection at times bothers me, but it ain't nothing too crazy to get into right now, but it's something to keep an eye on for later in the season. What else we got? Who else? Vince Williams came off the bench. Vince Williams played pretty good last night too as well. 3 for 6, 2 for 5 from 3, 5 rebounds, 8 points in 22 minutes. I like Vince Williams. I'm on record saying I like Vince Williams. I like him a lot more than all the other reserve wings that we have. I like him better than David Roddy. I like him better than Jitty. You know, Jitty's kind of hit or miss, you know what I mean? But he's another guy that's going to give defensive effort, which is why he's still on the NBA roster. So yeah, Jitty's gonna always play defense and grab boards. So he has a place in the league anyway. Luke Kennard, I mentioned him, 3 for 7. All his shots were threes. He shot 7 threes and made 3 of them. Another spark. I think he's still getting back, getting his legs back too. Only his second game back. So Cool Hand Luke gonna be there. You know, I don't worry about him. He's the best shooter we have on our team. Arguably, him and Desmond Bain. You know, you could argue for either one of those guys, but I think it's Luke. You know, I think it's a good race, but it's Luke. So you know, overall, I just think it's good to have all these guys back. Like I'm saying, before the All-Star break, it gives these guys some time to start gelling together. Hopefully, everybody stays injury free. And like I said, hopefully we explore the trade market, man, a little bit. Hopefully Zach Kleiman, hopefully he digs into his bag of tricks, man, and enhances this roster a little bit. Because right now, I don't think we have what it takes to. I think we have what it takes to get a spot in the playoffs, but what does that mean, though? You know what I mean? If we're not going to win games and win series, then what are we going for? And at this juncture, I don't believe that we have the tools necessary to win a playoff series, depending on who we play. Like, it just depends on the matchup. But overall, you know, speaking from an overall standpoint, I don't think this roster is going to be too threatening in a series. You know, we won't get swept or anything like that, but I want to have a chance to win. Like, I want to have a chance to win and advance in the playoffs. So hopefully he can make a move or two, man, to make that shit happen. What else is there to say about the Grizzlies today? Big game tonight. It's a back-to-back. You know, hopefully guys got their legs. Really need the win. The new look Raptors coming in town, RJ Barrett and quickly. So we'll see. We'll see what we do with them. You know what I mean? We should win. Like I said, it's a very, very big game. About to go on this road trip after this. So need this home win before we go on the road. Need it. Gotta have it. So I think that's about it, man, for today. I don't think I missed anything. As always, like, share, and subscribe. This is Fly Free Sports. I am Fly Free CT. And we out of here.